In Poway Unified, we work for a department called the Career Technical Education Department. So our courses tend to have technology requirements that are more than what your one-to-one devices can support. So if our kids throughout the district are using Chromebooks as one-to-one, whether that be in person or in distance learning, our classes, engineering courses, computer science courses, video production courses, 3D animation courses, computerized graphic design courses tend to use applications that are not Chromebooks can't run. So we were really looking during distance learning for a solution, like how do we connect kids to the real machines when all they've really got in person might be a Chromebook. We gathered our teachers together virtually and said, what can we do to support teaching and learning for you? And amid the top of their list of concerns was, how are we going to teach kids to use industry specific software if they can't run it on the device that they're learning on, right? So we immediately took that and started kind of looking for a needle in a haystack. And we knew that there were sort of VNC related options out there. Our district's IT departments have, all the concerns that any IT department has, plus student privacy issues. So, we were very careful about, and the policies tend to be restrictive to kind of protect student data, but also protect kids while they're using technology in our district. So we started scouring for a solution, and Splashtop was in the mix of companies that we looked at. And the closer we looked at it, the more we realized it was the simplest and most effective solution for us. I would say it was, in a word, it was smooth. I would add to that we approached it, as a support team, we approached it based on teacher readiness. So that there were some teachers who were really, trying to kind of put out fires of all types that were not ready to jump right in with Splashtop. And so we worked with those that were ready first. And then we had some folks that we could point to, some known colleagues, some trusted colleagues that could vouch and say, this is amazing. And there isn't a lag, and you might perceive that this is not going to be a solution, but trust me, it's a solution. So they actually became kind of part of the sales force for our district. It's probably about 60-40 PC to Macintosh. We certainly have a lot of our arts, media, and entertainment courses are using Macintosh. Just they tend to be the platform of choice for those. A lot of our computer science courses, it's sort of, you could flip a coin. Some are developing iOS apps, so they're using Macintosh. Others are not, and happy to work on PCs. We have a video production class that is using some very high-tech video editing and file sharing, and on its own, a ton of bandwidth. And they were, that was one of our pilot teachers. And we really thought, if we can meet the needs of this particular program, then anybody's going to be okay. And I got to be honest, that teacher came in with a lot of technical expertise and was very doubtful about the potential for a tool like this, and was immediately pleasantly surprised by the productivity. When you ask, did it have an effect on our ability to produce? I would say it was as close to being in person as we could have possibly hoped for. We have identified course IDs of the specific courses that our CTE program offers at the different school sites, and we've just created some Active Directory integration that says if a student's enrolled in this course, they have access to Splashtop. I honestly believe that the majority of our courses could not have approximated the learning outcomes that we expect them to achieve without the use of Splashtop, without students being in front of a computer or being able to attach to that computer via Splashtop. We just wouldn't have been able to accomplish the learning objectives for more than half of our courses, I would guess. We kind of cast a broad net back out to those teachers and said, we know that you used it, purposefully during distance learning, and our wondering is if you're interested in continuing. So we sort of did a quick survey. So I certainly think we're going to be using less accounts, but we wanted to continue to offer that because we do believe that as traumatic as distance learning was for all parties, right? Parents too. That really there ought to be some gains coming out of it. There ought to be a silver lining, and it should change the way we approach instruction. And this, to me, seems like a really good example of that.